the game, cause see the boxing voice.
No, but he just mentioned, obviously, you ain't ducking nobody. You're not afraid of anybody. Last year, you were in town. You were on First Take. It was a Canelo Triple G weekend. And at that point, you had just unified the month prior, and you were speaking of moving up. Now, they asked you who you wanted, and you said that the man at 147 at that point in time was Keith Thurman. Correct. Because he was unified champ. Well, that's no longer the case. Correct. Everybody got a piece of the pie. So besides yourself, of course, who do you see as top dog or up there that can give you the best fight at 147?
Well, you never know who can give you the best fight until you fight the fight, because the person that you think can give you the best fight sometimes don't give you the best fight. The person that you think that's not going to give you the best fight could be your hardest fight of your career. But all those top guys up there, the Danny Garcias, Sean Porters, the Errol Spences, the Keith Thurmans, them all are top fights. You know, I can't take no credit from none of them. They all at the top of the division for a reason, and them the top guys that's in the division right now. So you never know who will be that one that is going to be the toughest fight.
How long do you think it'll take for us to see those fights? How long do you think it'll take for you to get your hands on every belt in the division at 147?
I don't know. You know, time will tell. Just got to keep working, getting better and better, and winning the fights that you need to win. And the business side got to play out. The two sides work together, and it got to make sense for both sides to do it. Like I've been saying, it's not the promoters that everybody's saying, oh, well, Bob Arum not going to let the fight happen and this and that. No, it's not that. It got to make sense. It got to make sense. I didn't fought Al Heyman fighters before over on the other side. They not saying nothing about that. But it made sense. So this is a bigger magnitude of a fight that we're talking about. So if it don't make sense, then the promoter's not going to, work together.
Right.
So that's where we at right now.
Do you see what boxing fans see when they size up you and Errol and they said that's the best fight pound for pound in boxing? Do you see what they're seeing? Do you agree with that?
Well, they look at me as a superb boxer with punching power in both hands, and they look at Errol as a big, strong welterweight with punching power that can box. So they just match us both up, like that. But at the same time, you never know, because you still got other guys out there in the division that have a say-so about who's the best in the division. So I never take anything for granted. I never underestimate anybody. And, I take every fight serious as I take the last fight. So that's just my take on it.
And Terrence, I got to ask you, man, before you get going, about Wilder and Fury. That's what's making all the buzz in the boxing world today. They had a little face-off in England or in Belfast, I think it was. What do you think of Wilder Fury? Who wins that fight?
Oh, man, I'm going with Wilder. It's my boy. But at the same time...
Is it because he's USA? Or
no, that's my boy, man. He's gonna do his thing. He ain't because of USA. But at the same time, Fury, he's a good fighter, man. He ain't no joke. He can box. He's big, he's tall, long, but I just don't see nobody taking that punching power from Wilder right now. So we gonna have to see.
Do you think Wilder's the best heavyweight in the world?
Of course. Him and Joshua, A1, A2.
What do you do against a puncher because I had Evander Holyfield.
Not get hit. That's the only thing you can do.
Because they're saying his right hand is legendary.
Not get hit. Because if you get hit, well, you see what happens next.
But I got to ask real quick, just to wrap things up. A lot of people feel that maybe you weren't promoted to your fullest potential. That was the first fight on ESPN+. Did you have any issues with the way you were promoted? And do you feel, because you also went up against a Showtime card that night, how do you feel the ESPN+ deal works out in your favor? Or do you feel like things could have been done a little bit better for yourself?
Well, I think, it's fairly new right now, and not only I'm being put on ESPN+, but all the top fighters is going to be on ESPN+. a fight in a year, you know. So it's not just me. So if it was just me, then I would have something to say about it.
Right.
But you see all sports on ESPN Plus, so it's going to be the future in the near future.
I think you're right, because I actually saw your fight on ESPN Plus from Afghanistan. Now, had it been on a network channel, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So the fact that you're able to reach worldwide fans, I think will be great. But thank you for your time, bud.
Yeah.